Trout has a place in people's hearts. It's a well-loved fish, and it also plays an important role in the ecosystem, being a top predator, keeping a bit of a balance in the system. Today is the best day of the year. A lot of planning, and now we get to release all these trout into this river after so many years of work.
In the region we're in the Nordic Taiga, most of the keystone species, they're here, they already exist. But they're fragmented into isolated populations, and they're sort of hindered to carry out their ecological role and the work they do in the landscape.
The trout has been in most of our rivers in this area of Sweden, but it's declining quite rapidly in many places. We humans have affected these rivers for a very long time with timber floating and dams, which have destroyed their natural habitats.
So what we try to do is try to expand their living space, to rewild the areas so they can become larger populations and start to fulfill their roles again.
We're doing this by pushing a lot of rocks and boulders back into the rivers. At times it can look quite messy, quite aggressive, like the shoreline here behind me, but this is actually really important. So we're creating a structure that would not have been resettled until the next ice age. All the vegetation, it can grow back, it will recover, but the structure is the most important right now. And by focusing on this, on the shoreline for an example, we can increase the transit of nutrients in between the land and the water. This is really important for some species, like amphibians for an example, that demand like very wet forests, and also for aquatic species.
The human impact have been so great that only restoring the habitat isn't enough for the trout to come back. So they need some extra help, so we need to try to reintroduce the trout into these rivers. This is definitely a team effort. If we do the restoration, spawning grounds, release of trout all together, we get a bigger positive impact compared to doing only one of these things.
Rewilding is never a solo effort by one organization or some few dedicated persons. It's all about bringing people back together and making it, feel everyone being part of the solution. So that's why we work a lot with other organizations, stakeholders, forest owners, to make them feel engaged and be part of the solution. It's all about reconnecting humans and nature